I'm so happy to introduce to you the winner of this year's OCTA Award, Nikki Loney. Nikki's been
Yay!
recognized for her great passion and commitment to teaching, to ORMTA, and her amazing contributions to music education. Nikki's been an ORMTA member for 14 years, and she is a vocal teacher based in Hamilton. Nikki, congratulations on being the recipient of this year's OCTA Award.
Thank you, Janet. I'm totally I'm honored, and I was blown away, and I was also shocked to realize that I've been in ORMTA for 14 years. So
So tell us a little bit about your connection to ORMTA and your involvement in ORMTA over the years.
sure. So Dr. Joan Heels forced me to join ORMTA, and I originally was living in Etobicoke. So my first branch was the Etobicoke branch. But I think I do remember sitting at the Burlington Music Festival with Joan, and she insisted that it was a must that I had to join. So everybody listens to Joan, as you should. So I joined ORMTA. Now, when I was in Etobicoke, I didn't really have the opportunity to participate. But when I moved to Hamilton, I was really happy to start to go to some of the meetings, and I was happy to volunteer some of my time to do website and social media and publicity and all of those. And I really enjoyed my time with being on the executive, because I got to meet some really incredible people. So I got to work with Janice Benninger and Chris Foley, and of course Joan Heels, and so many amazing people in our branch. We really have a beautiful, active branch with really passionate people who are just doing so much for music education and for music in their communities. So it was a really fantastic opportunity to connect with all these vibrant music teachers and to talk to teachers about how they ran their businesses, and how they worked with students and with families. So it was a lot of fun, and I think it was one of the best moves. And my dad was a very wise businessman, and I was complaining to him today, or this is years ago. I was complaining to him about, I think I got stuck on the ORMTA executive, and he gave me crap. He was like, Nikki, being an executive for your industry, for an organization in your industry, is one of the best things you can do. It's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to establish yourself and to grow as a business person. So I want to shout out to Joan Heels, who forced me to join the group, and also to my dad, who reminded me what an amazing opportunity it could be, and it was. So there you go.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about your music philosophy when it comes to teaching.
How long is this interview? Well, I'm a voice teacher, and I believe that everyone can sing. I have a family friendly studio that is inclusive and welcomes all abilities. I Prior to COVID, I enjoyed doing family friendly recitals and workshops. I'm very fortunate. My teaching studio is at Erskine Presbyterian Church here in Hamilton, which is a beautiful space. My husband's the music director here, and my office, my full voice office, and my teaching studio, we rent offices here at the church, and it's just a lovely place to work. And the sanctuary was a lovely place to do recitals, and we had such a wonderful community around the teaching studio. We still do, even with COVID. I mean, it's online, but I still have this amazing community of people. I truly believe that holding space for a music student, whether they're 6 years old or whether they are an adult, is an honor and a privilege. And my job is to help them make peace with their voice and find joy in music. And I love, when my students leave, regardless of their age, when they leave either my teaching studio or my Zoom room, they leave with a smile on their face. They feel good about themselves. And I encourage them to explore, the music that makes them sing, no pun intended. And I just love helping people really find the joy in singing. For a lot of people, singing is a fear, it's a stress. They want to sing, but there's something holding them back. So I love to facilitate a space where they can just sing, and I'm really proud of that opportunity. I think a lot of people have come here, and whether they sing in the community choir or maybe they just want to feel more comfortable singing at church, I know that I can help them with that, and I'm really proud of that, and it brings me great joy too. So that's my philosophy.
I think that's great. I agree. I think everyone can sing and everyone should sing, you know.
Hmm.
For those of us
Yeah.
who may not know you as well, tell us a little bit about your musical career, the music you love to sing. And in
Sure.
particular, I really would love for you to share, because some of us may not know, you have created some music publications, and I would love for you to share about that, where we can find you. So let's start. So career, what music do you love to sing, and a little bit about your music publications.
Sure, sure. So I sang very young with my dad. And my dad would play the guitar and we would sing together. So my first performances, I think I was like 9 years old, singing in front of a big audience with my dad. And I sang with my dad for years. I was very fortunate, also very young, about, I think it was 12, 13, where I started actually recording and singing in the studio. So I had a lot of recording studio experience. And I went, I didn't, I had studied voice classically privately, but I knew that that really wasn't my passion. So I was fortunate enough to go to Humber College, and my focus was jazz. And I love jazz. I think it's a wonderful genre. It's so creative. It requires a lot of courage, but there's some like improvisation and discovering your unique voice and your unique take on a song. I think is such a wonderful art form. So I sang. I did a lot of session work. I was very fortunate when I was after school. I went to school in Toronto. I did a lot of studio work, jingles, background vocals, a lot of session work. And I love performing. I love performing all sorts of music. I think my favorite, any piece of music that has a really interesting story. I love to find those songs that take you somewhere, and that can make you think or make you smile or make you laugh. So it's not necessarily a genre, but more just a good story, and I'll dive into that song. But when I started, um, after I graduated, session work and performing, as many musicians know, is not always consistent. So a friend of mine actually recommended that I started teaching. And when I first started teaching, and I was in my 20s, um, I had this wonderful idea that it would be easy, that it would be so easy to teach, because I had such great teachers, they made it look easy. But I soon discovered that there was a lack of resources for voice students. There's so much amazing resources for the piano students, especially little piano students. But for voice students, there was nothing really that could help them with the beginning of understanding music theory and reading music that was presented in a way for a singer. So my friend and colleague, Mim Adams, I met her at Long and McQuaid in Burlington, and she had the same complaints. She's like, yeah, there's nothing for singers. So we started to create one-page little activity sheets for our singers. And long story short, we compiled those into kind of workbooks, and we tested them for years. And then we finally printed up couple hundred, and the Long and McQuaid sold them, and a few other stores in Canada picked them up, and teachers really enjoyed using them. We got a lot of great feedback, and we just kind of kept at it. That was 20 years ago. So now the full voice workbooks are used in music studios and classrooms all around the world. We have a distributor in Australia who takes care of our books down there, and they're printed. in Australia, they have the crotchet and quaver terminology. We sell, all our resources are now available on Amazon worldwide. And it's just, we now have a global company that's serving voice teachers who are working with the young singers. We've partnered with amazing songwriters. Donna Rodenizer is a dear friend and also an amazing composer for children. And we work with her to develop songs and resources for the young singers. And it's just grown into an incredible company. I have a small team. My social media person, she's in Nevada. My Donna's in Nova Scotia. My assistant is in Burlington. My husband is next door. He takes care of all the recordings and the backing tracks. And it's just, and Glenn is in Australia. So we have like a team of people. It's a small but mighty team. And we put out a podcast every 2 weeks, which shares interviews with voice professionals from around the world. And it's been a really exciting ride. And I have to say, COVID really brought a lot of people to our website because they were looking for online resources when they had to move to online lessons. So we've had an influx of now classroom teachers, choral directors, and private teachers who have discovered us because of they're looking for more online resources, and our resources work really well for the online teaching. So it has been incredible. It's been a very busy year, and I'm always in awe of the teachers out there who are holding space for young singers, and that's our main goal, is to support teachers who are working with young singers and to give them resources that make teaching fun and educational and engaging. And that's our mandate.
Okay, well, this sounds amazing. What's the website?
Okay, so you can find our website at thefullvoice.com. And you can also find all of our resources. Here in Canada, our resources are in most of the major music stores, but online you can get them from our website. Actually, we have free shipping now in Canada. And also, if you go to any Amazon store anywhere in the world and just type in Full Voice Music, you will find all of our resources available.
Incredible story. And it came from your ideas. You found a spot where there was a need of something that was missing. You and your friend created it, and look what's happened. So beautiful. So what does the future hold for you? What does the future look like for you?
Well, actually, this is very bittersweet, and I want to thank my colleagues for the nomination and for this award. My family is actually going to be relocating to Nova Scotia. So I actually have paint on my hand because we're painting everything and fixing up the house. But my husband is actually from the East Coast, and we have been looking at kind of relocating out to the East Coast for a couple of years, and we kind of had like a 5-year plan, but COVID kind of sped things up. And because the Full Voice company is doing so wonderfully and so exciting and lots of opportunities, I want to focus my time on that. So when we move to Nova Scotia, I'm not necessarily going to be opening a teaching studio. However, I have a feeling that a lot of my students will continue with me online, which is wonderful. So so it's a little bit of change of pace. We're really going to focus more on publishing. We have incredible resources coming out. And moving to the East Coast is just going to give us a little bit more financial flexibility and a little more time to kind of relax a little bit and maybe go for a walk on the ocean, near the ocean, and then get to work.
Sounds amazing. And enjoy some fiddle music out there too, I hope.
Yes, well, my husband plays all of that music, so he played in Celtic bands for years, and he grew up on that music. So he's actually very excited to connect with, hopefully soon when we can all play together again. He's very excited, and we're excited to connect with the music community out there. So
Well, they'll be lucky to have you. Listen, Nikki, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your time with us today. Members, please join us at our next general meeting in February, where we will officially present Nikki with the OCTA Award. That meeting will be on Thursday, February the 18th at 10 a.m. Please go to our website to sign up online to attend. We will also be having a mini workshop at that meeting with a guest speaker. So again, Nikki, we congratulate you on receiving this award. Thank you for all that you have done, for what you've created, all that you've contributed to ORMTA, and for your passion and dedication to music education. And we wish you all the best moving forward. We will totally miss you. They're lucky to have you, but no, on you go. All right. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Nikki.
thank you, Janet.